Awesome.
Here we
This
are.
was so cool to watch. I felt like I was experiencing it with you all. The way that you acted the scenes, you really brought the audience into this, and I was so team you all.
The family, that's
The
good to
family,
hear.
absolutely. I mean, there's scary elements to the story, but what I also like is the fact that it is about family and friends and support. And am I right? Is that something that drew you both to this?
I mean, it's a show about family. You know, it's a show about the family members, but ultimately, it's a show about what it means to be a family, what it means to grow up in a family, what it means to grow up in a family that's been through trauma, and how families react to that, and how they can splinter and heal. And so really it's a show about family.
And when we were doing the pilot, specifically our showrunners emphasized that this is a normal family, that magic just happens to happen to them. They're not a magic family. They don't have superpowers. They're completely normal until they enter this house. And then, you know, all chaos.
Well, yeah. Which, by the way, that house, I just found out, was built specifically for the show. Because to me, that house is another character in itself.
Oh, it is.
What was it like to go to work every day and be inside of that?
They did such a beautiful job. Because the outside of the house, and not just the exterior, but the entire property, the well house, all the fountain, the
circular
all the plants,
driveway.
it was all built for the show. And they did such a beautiful job. And then an hour away on a studio was the entire interior of the house.
Yes, and the interiors have details like key house, the K and the H carved into wood, and there's keys in the tile on the floor, and there are little tiny, tiny details in the stained glass of like a guy falling over a ship into the ocean. Like little things that you just...
It was a fun space to play in.
Yeah, really. It was magic in itself.
Wait, speaking of magic, I have to ask about, it's on the poster, how do you film the key going into your neck?
Hours and hours and hours and hours.
I don't want to reveal anything, but is it you're, as actors, you're standing there, and is it green screen or?
It's actually it's really fun because it's like one of the oldest tricks in the book, because the way it works is you put the key into the back of your neck, and then basically another version of yourself appears across the room.
Right.
And it's basically just like a split screen. So you'd shoot it in one, and then you'd freeze, and the camera would be locked off, and you'd go to the other side of the room, and then they'd stitch it together. So it was actually kind of like old school. Yeah,
and it also really made us use our theater chops doing this kind of work, because you know, in theater, you have you're making up your stimulus around you. Often, you don't have a complete literal set. So with the magic, we were having to, you know, sort of use those skills of the imagination.
I love the fact that we are able to talk about this, because people are going, I got to see this. What are they talking about? I love the social media. You all are so, I love the tutorial that you're doing, but you two are so excited. My last question to you both today is, what do you tell people that are about to start this? What are they in for?
For me, there's nothing like it on air. It's like a family show meets murder mystery meets fantasy magic. It's like a Stranger Things plus Harry Potter, sprinkle in some Chronicles of Narnia. Big fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's I started acting when I was 10 because I wanted to play dress up, and I loved The Wizard of Oz, and I loved Harry Potter, and I loved Narnia, and I still love Harry Potter. And to me, this is like a fulfilling the wildest dreams of my 10-year-old self. So I hope that when you watch it, whether you're 10, whether you're 50, whether you're 80, whether you're 50, and you have a 10-year-old, I hope that everyone can enjoy it on that level. I also love that everybody can watch it together. Like, this is something the whole family could watch. Anybody could watch this, and that's kind of nice. I just want to give you both kudos and thank you for bringing this to our world, because it's phenomenal. Thank you. It's thrilling, it's suspenseful. If your intention was to scare us, congratulations. Wonderful. Ben, I mentioned the scary element of this, but there are also the family and the friends theme. As an opening question to you both, what drew you to this story? I think it was just all of these elements that worked really well together. I mean, Joe Hill, who wrote the comic book, is the son of Stephen King, and clearly has the same wonderful gene and ability to tell a great story. And I think, you know, for us, it was this combination of a really good family drama with these magical keys and the wonderful kind of drama of these teens moving to a new town and making new friends and the mystery of what happened to their dad. There were just so many different elements that all kind of fit together really well that
we were really excited about adapting it for television.
The fact that it is based on a comic, what's the challenge there? Because comic fans, as I've learned, we have Comic Palooza in Houston, and any of these comic festivals, comic fans are pretty intense.
They are, yes. I think for us, it's being able to translate some of the stuff that Gabe Rodriguez, his amazing splash panels, into our own version to adapt them for television. For the head key, there's this incredible splash panel of what Bodhi's head actually looks like, where you open his head up like it's a lid, which isn't something that you can really do on television, or at least if you did, it would be pretty grotesque. So we had to find our own version of being able to still tell that story, but in our own way.
I want to talk about Key House, because I feel like Key House is a character in itself. This being filmed, what was the set like for that?
The set was, well, we built Key House, and so it
I
was.
didn't know that.
It was an incredible. We actually looked around. We shot this show in Nova Scotia and in Toronto, in Canada, and we couldn't find a house that was cool enough. So we ended up building our own house. And unlike most haunted houses, we wanted to go in a different direction. We wanted to make Key House inviting. We wanted to make this a place that you would want to go visit and hang out. And so I think it's a lot warmer and cooler than the average, magical haunted house, and that was really intentional.
Again, I'll say it. It's like another character to the story. Yeah. Every part, and again, I want to reveal anything, but places you turn within the house, there's things like that. How proud you are of the cast? The casting is superb.
Incredibly proud. They worked so well together, and they really were a family by the end. They had Locke family dinners on Sunday night. And so, Darby, Amelia, Connor, Jackson, and the great Bill Heck, who, plays Rendell Locke, who is dead when we start the series, but still looms quite large throughout the season. They just are such a beautiful family together, and I think you really feel that love on the screen.
And they were all really great friends. I mean, they would all hang out off screen. So all the chemistry that you see on camera wasn't manufactured. I mean, I don't know that I've ever worked on a television show where the cast has loved each other so much off screen.
Yeah.
A lot of times they love each other on screen and don't love each other so much off screen, but in this case it was both.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that, because I was going to say, dude, thank you for Lost.
Yeah. Thank you.